Hello and welcome to Ant Plays. This is episode 2 of the viewer's game where you decide what happens next. Thanks to Mr. Steamy4196 for the comment on episode 1, which said, I think you should start with bridges and such to help connect the towns and industry in the bottom quadrant. Perhaps set a rail and road bridge? Never played before but got recommended the video by YouTube. Well, firstly, YouTube has given you a great recommendation to watch an OpenTTD video. It is an all-time classic game, and I hope I can inspire you to enjoy this transport simulation fun for yourself. So, your suggestion sounds absolutely doable, so let's have a look. So we're looking at the bottom quadrant, where there's one obvious town, which is Lewis Head. And you mentioned bridges, so we can try and get a bridge going across the river where some of the industries are. We've got a factory over here, which could be the final destination for the farm to take its goods across to and the steel mill. So all industries in the bottom can get involved here. Although to make the steel mill work, we'll need some iron ore. We've got one iron ore mine over here on the right hand side. And there is one other on the map a bit further north here, but I think the one on the right is going to be easier to incorporate. So then Lewis Head, if we're going to incorporate towns plural in the bottom quadrant, we'll have to connect that to somewhere. I reckon I'll get a train line over to St. Plodditch to achieve that part of it. So let's get this thing started then. I'm going to start actually by building the bridges, because that will help me to direct where the rest of the rail and road lines are going to go. So we'll get a rail bridge over here. We'll go with the maximum speed, and the road bridge can go in next to it just here. We'll just make it a different colour to make it a bit more interesting. Right, we're going to definitely need stations here at the steel mill. We'll need one coming in from the iron ore mine and one to go out towards the factory. We've not got great distances involved, so I don't think we'll need really long trains. We'll go for a platform length of 4. I'll stick 2 platforms in for each of these stations. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make a combined station. So let's do 4 tracks in one station for this. Go about there. So we'll have tracks coming in from this direction, which will be in from the iron ore mine. And that's going to loop back out around this direction, back towards the iron ore mine, which is, I know, up that way somewhere. And these tracks here are going to be for the steel going out. Going to come that direction, out this direction. And we're going to be going over this bridge. There we go, that links that around nicely. And we'll need a nice station at the factory, same sort of size as the last one. Of course, if you do want to put further comments onto this game to decide what to do, you can actually dictate as much or as little of what I do as you like. For this particular episode, the instruction was fairly loose, so I can actually just incorporate it in my own way. As you can see, this is starting to shape up quite nicely now. I'll come back to do the farm. I might do that by road actually, that could be quite interesting. I just need to put some signals onto this track. So I always have my trains driving on the right hand side. Signals will do that accordingly. We've just got one-way track through the middle. And holding down control to drag the signals out along the full length of the track. Same signals on this side. There we go, so that bit is complete. Now the iron ore mine, we're going to end up with a track coming up this way. Let's connect that into it. Go up the hill a bit, and we'll up this way to avoid that hill, and we'll have a station at the end here, just 2 tracks. I'll just flatten that bit of hill there so that it doesn't slow the trains down. Train depot, go there. And this bit will be a one-way loop. Signals going down. There we go. Right, I think we're ready to get a couple of iron ore trains running now. Fastest train we've got is the Ginzu A4. Doesn't need to be a particularly long train. 5 cars should do it for now. Can always make it long later. If someone tells me to, of course. We'll wait for a full load at the mines. And to make sure this mine keeps giving us more and more production, I'll work it with 2 trains. And I've run out of money, so let's just increase the loan. Maximise that. Go, claimed that train, so we've got 2 trains now. Because to make the iron ore mine continue to increase production, you want to always have a train waiting for a full load in the platform, because that will increase your station rating to bump up the production. Right, so the iron ore trains are running. Now let's get a train depot down here for the steel trains. Just going to start with 1 steel train and see how that goes. Did make it possible to add more in the future, so always like a bit of future proofing, helps when you get to it. Steel trucks. Go, 5 of those. That's train 3 going to the steel mill, dropping off at the factory. Wait for a full load. There we are, that one's running. Now I'm going to take the goods by road from the factory. So right, let's connect the road up to the town, and the lorry station's got to go in the middle to get as many of the big buildings so it will actually accept goods, which it does in this location, so that's good. Use the pun. And we'll make a little loop around for the road vehicles to come back, and let's make them come and join up in the middle here. Actually going to raise the land up, stick some lorry depots in along here. Because they're actually touching the train station, it forms all one and the same big combined station. Join all that up nicely. We're going to need lots of these lorry depots because I'm going to have lots of trucks coming in from the farm as well. Make a road bridge over there, get over the railway, and this can come this way round. And then I will get the farm incorporated over here as well. But let's get a couple of goods lorries built. Put the depot on the end there, that's quite nice. Goods trucks. Just start with like 4 of those. Good number. Don't want too many so they fill up all of the waiting bays. Waiting for full load as well. And go to the same. 3. Same instructions. They obviously won't get any goods until a steel train arrives, but look, there's one on the way. And road to the farm is going to come out this way. A bridge to jump across the railway there. And I'll use one of these types of road depots which is sort of on the road for this one, just to mix it up a bit. Get a little loop. middle, go over there. A road depot close to where vehicles to be. So the farm is going to produce more livestock than grain. So let's see, livestock vans. I'll go for 5 of those and 4 grain trucks. See? So we'll start off at Lewis Head Transfer and drop off at Lewis Head Woods. Lewis Head Transfer needs a full load. Off that one goes. I should have just built one and cloned it, but now I've made myself have to duplicate the orders. Take a second. They're already starting to run with their full loads now. So those goods vans all got filled up by the train actually, so going nicely. There's going to be plenty more goods if I need to take goods to other towns in the future. So that's all working really nicely. Now the only one other thing I want to do is just get a passenger service up and running to Lewis Head, because the instruction was to connect towns in the bottom quadrant. I think Lewis Head is, to be fair, the only town in bottom quadrant, but I'm going to give it a connection all the same. Make this length 5. Out of there, get as many of the buildings in the catchment as I can. And St. Plodditch station here, that gets quite a lot. Nice, just runs past that sawmill there. Railway's nice and easy to build. Get the train depot on. And there'll be another Ginzu A4 Steam. 5 passenger cars should do it. Mail as well. And hopefully this will mean we'll start seeing Lewis Head grow. And actually St. Plodditch will grow as well with a nice passenger service like that. It goes. There we go. Right, so I think I've done everything that was asked of me. So it's now over to you guys again to decide if you want me to do something else next. What do you want? You know, maybe you want to improve what's already been built. You could try to grow one of the towns a little bit by giving it a nice service, whether it's passengers, mail and goods. You could always do things like choosing the company colours. That hasn't been done yet. Even name the company, and then you can build the company headquarters as well. So there's all sorts you could do. I'm sure there's plenty more you guys can think of without me prompting as well. So the floor is yours. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do, and I'll see you in the next episode.